happening? It's your boy Skrilla, man. Shout out to I Said It, the celebrity interviewer. You dig what I'm talking about, man. Sponsored by
What up? It's Dead Well. Music exec, music manager, entrepreneur. Yo, shout out to the celebrity interviewer. I Said It, the show.
Hey, what's good, everybody? I am Chicago's own national award-winning spoken word artist, Just Mike the Poet. I'm here to give a shout out to celebrity interviewer I Said It the Poet.
What's happening? It's your boy Cam Jones, man. Shout out to the celebrity interviewer I Said It show.
Yo, it's the originator Jazzo, y'all. Make this real quick, man. Shout out to ISAIDIT Management. Doing it big.
I talk to you, man. Like, over the years, I see you everywhere, at every major event, covering every major thing, always supporting every artist that you encounter. So, definitely don't want this time to pass without saying thank you for always being a support to any and everybody that's coming in and out of Chicago. We definitely appreciate you.
Tune in. I'll be with the celebrity interviewer I Said It the Poet for the I Said It show.
Hey, how you doing, everybody? This is Dean Most Photography giving a big shout out to my main man, celebrity interviewer I Said It the Poet.
What up, it's your boy Dave Tolliver from the legendary Minute Large, and right now you're checking out the celebrity interviewer I Said It the show, baby. Yeah, it's all being brought to you by
My name is celebrity interviewer I Said It, and I approve this message. Subscribe today.
Peace and blessings. I definitely want to welcome you all back for another great episode. You know my name, celebrity interviewer. I Said It, and this is the show. And this is where I have the best opportunity to bring you the best interviews from people that's in the entertainment, media, along with people that's building around the world and the community. And today I'm joined by someone you're very familiar with, one of my famous, the legendary Mimie Acosta. CEO of MIA Entertainment Group. She's going to be a feature co-host today as we celebrate our next guest. And I'll bring him in real quick. How you doing today, Mimie?
I am wonderful. How are you?
I'm great. I'm great. I'm excited.
Yes, let's go. That's my guy.
I know, right? Here we go. Y'all bring him on the screen as I give him a great introduction. Peace. Peace. How you doing today, sir?
What's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing?
Great, great. Hey, and if I may, let me please introduce our next guest, who is an iconic figure in music and entertainment industry, a business mogul, kingdom-minded, visionary, XOD Network co-founder and co-owner, entertainment executive, speaker, trainer. I'm talking about the one and only Domonique Mitchell, award-winning, presidential award-winning. Man, it's a pleasure to have you on this show today, brother. You know what I'm saying? Salute to everything you've been doing, and I'm grateful for your time.
Hey, brother, it's a great thing. It's a great thing to wake up. I have a deal that I talk with the Lord every morning. I say, Lord, I got this deal. Lord, if you wake me up, I'll do the rest.
Amen.
Amen.
Amen. I love that. I love that. Man, so always like to start with the first question for those that don't know. First I'd like to just ask, how's your day so far?
I'm sorry, say that again?
First, how's your day so far?
Like I said, brother, I woke up. That's a great way to start. That's the only way to start.
Right, I heard that, man. I just always like to start from the beginning, which is, where are you originally from, for those that don't know your background as we celebrate you today?
I'm originally from New York City, East Elmhurst, Queens, directly around the corner from LaGuardia Airport, home of Kid and Play, home of Kwame, home of just Queens. Yeah, Queens, New York.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Indeed. That's what's up, man. You know what I mean? I know Mimie, has a lot to say as well for you all known each other longer than I've had the pleasure to know you. So please go for it, Mimie.
Well, come on now. That's my guy. Domonique and I go back more than 15 years. And like I was talking to, I said it earlier, and I was telling him about your boot camp. And I was like, look, if it's anything, that we can do is get on that track with Domonique, because Domonique does not play when it comes to artists, getting them developed, getting them out there and watching them fall out, And like I told him, I said, look, I was able to do the boot camp. I said, I came to the very end, but at least I made it, because I was out there running around with the 20-year-olds and the 19-year-olds and the 24-year-olds while I was like 43 years old. So I came very, very, very close. I think I came to the top stair, and I just had to sit my butt down before I have an asthma attack and pass out on you.
Man, I know that.
See, but she completed it. That's the whole key of completion. Yeah. These kids today don't understand what completion is. They'll start something, but they can't complete.
Yes.
Okay, well, please, let's start there. How did you come up with this idea, boot camp for the stars? Where did that derive from, that idea?
Back in the day, when I was an A&R for Mr. Gene Griffin, back in 94, 95, artists would be developed. Before you even get signed, there was a development process that you had to go through. Okay, that was standard, especially if you was a star. And development is just getting you ready for the world, which they don't do today. Okay, that's why most of the internet artists don't last at all. But then I got with Lisa Left Eye back in 97, and we started a boot camp over at Stevenson Middle School, and we developed all of her groups, and Black, and a whole bunch of other groups she was dealing with, and she was going through it. And so this was just a process for artists to get ready to get on tour, to develop their lungs, to understand. Now today's boot camp is they see something on reality shows on television of them arguing and fussing and yelling at each other. So if you look at most of the superstars like Justin Timberlake, Janet Jackson, Beyonce, they all were developed by a great artist. Not to mention, for all the rappers, let me explain something to you. If you look at J. Cole, he was developed by Jay-Z. If you look at Drake, he was developed by Cash Money. If you look at Wiz Khalifa, it was developed by Snoop Dogg. If you continue to look at all of these great artists, Kendrick Lamar, developed by Drake, Dr. Dre, they were developed by superstars. Wonder why every artist that I mentioned is a superstar that is performing in domes and stadiums, and everybody else is down.
Right, yeah. It's definitely the lineage that you come from. You know what I mean? The history does go a long way and it really plays a part. You know, practice makes perfect. And there's nothing like having a great teacher and a mentor. So if I may ask, who was one of your mentors when you were growing up?
My mother. That's it. My mother and my grandmother. That's those two. Watching her, watching them work all the time in New York City, getting up at 5 in the morning, taking 2 trains, 2 buses every single day, snow, sleet, rain, no matter what, just for me. I'm the only child. Man, that touched me as a Black man, just looking at my mother take care of all her family members. That right there is enough.
Would you have considered being the only child an advantage or a disadvantage?
It was an advantage for me. It was an advantage for me. It was a disadvantage for my cousins, but it was an advantage for me because being the only child, you get to see everyone else's mistakes. And you'd be like, I'm not going to do that.
Right. Please, Mimie.
I mean, look, I can't say the same thing because at least I had boys that would slap me around and I'd beat up and we'll jump on each other, but I was the only girl, and there is its advantages and disadvantages. As soon as I got my first kiss on the cheek, it was time to bring her in. She is not going to be running around with the boys riding bike anymore. So it was not easy, but no, like Domonique said, we all got mentors, and my mentor is really God, because that's really who I look up to for everything. And I put him in front of everything now because everything comes with a question mark. So, we have to kind of give it all to him, put it in his hands and let him work it out. If it's meant to be and it's for me, then I go for it. And if it's not meant to be, I know exactly when to pull out and walk away. Especially now as we're getting up in age, we're not in our 20s and our little 30s anymore, trying to make some things happen. It's either you're making it happen or you're not, so yeah, much respect to Domonique and his mom and grandma. I love it. I love the stories.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, earlier you did mention the famous and legendary, iconic, may she rest in peace, Left Eye Lopez. How did you come into connection with someone of that caliber back in the day? Did you all grow up together, or how did that happen?
Nah, basically what happened was, back in the day, I used to run a club called Club Flavors back in Atlanta, Georgia. She actually mentions it on Ladies Night, Club Flavors, Echelon, and a fight broke out. Funny story. A fight broke out in the club, and everybody was coming towards her with the fight. I basically just picked her up, threw her over the bar, and then we kind of handled our business. And then after that, she was like, I'm taking you on tour. You're my bodyguard. And I was like, I got things to do. I'm going to pay you this. I'm going to be with you. Okay.
Yes.
Right. I heard that.
That was in 1994, and the rest is history.
Wow. That's pretty amazing. You know what I'm saying? That's usually what happens, you know what I'm saying? Women attract to the protector. That's what they're looking for. Someone they can trust and someone that can protect them.
Hey, if you stay ready, you never have to get ready, right?
That way. That way, brother.
That is so true.
So,
Domonique.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about the labels and, how you came to get on with the labels and, the labels versus being out here working with artists independently. How do you like one from the other?
So let me get that right. So you said, tell me about the labels.
Yes, or,
Universal. Oh, when I was at Universal.
Yes.
You talking about back in the day?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I started at a label back in 98 called Coastal Records, Manny Campbell. And that was my first kind of like A&R job. And then from that, Gene Griffin called me. And Gene Griffin, I've known from back in the day, from back in New York. Anyone who doesn't know the immortal Gene Griffin, he's the one who started Guy. He's the one, Bobby Brown singles, Just Got Paid, a whole lot of things. And I was his A&R. And he started a label called Sounds of Atlanta in Georgia, where he worked with Pastor Troy and a whole bunch of other artists, Miracle. And that was the kind of first time people kind of heard the rough sounds of, yeah, and all that screaming and all that stuff like that. Right. And being there, then he passed away. And I kind of like, it's called something like a grandfather clause. So Mr. Allen Johnston, who incredible executive, kind of like grandfather me in at Universal. So that means you can actually do a lot of things that you don't need permission. You can they just trust you to do it. And from there, we just moved that into our experience distribution.
Yes. Yes. And okay, how was it? How was it working with private, with artists independently away from the label? Like, at what point did you decide, okay, you know what? I don't want to be a part of the label anymore. Let me just drift off to just Domonique dealing with artists personally.
Yes, after I really found out about the business side of everything, because I'm a businessman, so let me handle my business, man, Jay. So after by that time, 15 years in the business, you start looking at things, you get older, and you start looking at things a little bit differently, like publishing, like, wait a minute, hold on. I have to find the artist. Then when I find the artist, I have to develop the artist. Then after I develop the artist, I have to find the producers of the artist. Then I have to find the producers of the artist. I have to dress the artist. Then I have to get the video for the artist, come up with the concept for everything, and then go back to this white man and ask him, is it good enough? That didn't start making sense. All for him to give me a budget. But if you really look at the industry, the entertainment industry and the film industry, those corporate execs really don't know what they're doing. They're wrong 90% of the time. Think about it. At the very beginning, they didn't like black music. Well, look how wrong they was with that.
Right.
They didn't like rap music. Well, look how wrong they was with that. And I'll prove it to you. Name me one major rap artist. The biggest rap artists in the world have never signed to a major label because the major label didn't want to deal with rap. So they dealt with a subsidiary and gave someone else the money and say, you go deal with it. We don't want to deal with it. And if it sells, we make money. If it don't, it's your fault.
Right.
Think about that. Biggie was never signed to a major. Jay was never signed to a major. Pac was never signed to a major. Snoop was never signed to a major. NWA was never signed. We can keep on going.
Right. Right.
That shows you about the major labels to this day. Okay? Outkast was never signed to the label. And if you look at most of the artists to this day, okay, Gucci Mane was never signed to a label. It was always a subsidiary with the label.
Yes.
So, and Young Thug and all the other folks were not signed to a major label. It was a subsidiary signed to a major label. So it tells you that they really don't want to deal with you. But when you do sell, they want to deal with you.
Right.
Right. So it's easier to develop an artist. I mean, you don't have the millions of dollars, but you have the piece to do it on your own and slowly graduate and get that artist where they need to be. And then the majors always come and say, oh, we want a piece of that. So they just don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, and by that time, the artist is already like, you know what? No, Domonique got my back. I don't need you. Like, what do I need you for? We could take our time and make it happen. And that's actually the best way to do it. It's like stew chicken or barbecue chicken, or what I'm saying? It's just like you just got to take your time and marinate and make it happen versus going in for this quick thing. Because at the end of the day, they give you money, and artists forget you got to pay that money back.
Yep. And that's another thing about going back to the development part. When an artist is developed the right way, no matter what you throw at them, they're ready for it. These artists today, you know, they're scared of everything because they can't go through anything. They're scared. You know, you got to set a goal so big that you can't achieve it until you grow into the person who can. And in that moment, you have to understand who you are, and that's why military goes through boot camp, police go through boot camp. Everything deals with emergency has to go through a boot camp to get you ready for that. What happens? These artists are not ready, and they want instant gratification, and instant gratification only comes on the internet. When you get in the real world off of that internet, now you got a problem. Now spotlights are hitting you. You're tired. You can't do. Most of these artists can only do a 5-minute show. They're not used to doing 45 minutes to an hour because they don't even have the catalog to do it. And I'll tell you this: 80% of Black artists are scared of success. They're scared to go to the next level. I'd rather stay in my hood where I'm comfortable because I'm scared to get the education to go to the next level.
And that makes absolutely no sense. You see, and the thing about it is that what I love about Domonique, if I may say, is that he has things set up in a way for the artist that they don't have a choice but to go his way. If you can make it through his boot camp, then there's a chance that you can make it. Because you are going to be singing, rapping, and running at the same time. And I'm not talking about you can just run around one time. You running with stuff attached to you. You going up inclines. You coming down. You going up hills. You doing cha-chas. Look, you doing all kinds of things out there that you never thought you would do in your life. Like when I went to his boot camp, when I said, look, and that was my one shot. After that, then I had to like, okay, you know what? I got to bring some artists out here because I can't do this. You know, but I can, you know, and I think I'm going to come back out there and give it a shot again at 51.
Okay. All right.
So I can test my skill level, you know, and see what it is. But yeah, see, that's the thing that, you know, like he said, you know, a lot of artists just don't want to go through what they have to go through to make it because they believe in the microwave.
And I'm glad you said that. Another thing is, what I tell music artists also is when you study greatness, you become great. When you study a piece of you become bullsh. So most of these artists just studied each other. How do you get on stage? I'm gonna show you how lazy they are. How do you get on stage and rap over your lyrics?
Yeah.
And now how to see that I'm gonna rap over my lyrics. But where can you go? If you're rapping over your lyrics and you see somebody or you need to stop or you want to change the lyrics, you can't even do it. So now you're stuck doing because if you stop, and I've seen artists now that don't even rap no more. They just rap the hook and just stand there doing nothing while their lyrics are rolling. This makes no damn sense now. And I'm not even gonna call names, but I was working with some artists back in the day. I was sitting on, this was just 4 or 5 months ago, and I refuse to call names. But I want to let your kids now know that these artists are so lazy, and the promoters, now they'll get their money, come on stage, plant some niggas in the audience, do one song, and a fight break out. They walked them off stage. Now they just took all your money and they blamed it on this. So when you start seeing fights break out and stuff, think about this, because I don't know where this came from, because back in the day, it used to be females all up front, all females by the stage. When the heck did guys want to be in front of the stage now looking at someone? That's kind of like odd to me right about now, that guys would be in the front and women would be behind them. Hit. Doesn't that seem? And then all of a sudden, the guy throwing some ice at him or such. And the bodyguards didn't see all of that? Come on, that's a setup.
Right.
Yeah, true that. You know what I mean? I kind of want to touch on that too. You know what I mean? To me, that's very disturbing. You know, I reminded some of my artist friends, the younger guys, like, man, do not rap over your track, because then you have the liberty to freestyle and incorporate things that's in the crowd, people's names, the club name, whatever the case may be. And then when it comes to the boot camp that you are so successful at, I was never in a boot camp or military, But my boot camp was I ran track and cross country when I was in high school. And those are things that I always go back to when I remember. Like I ran 13 miles straight in practice. I did hills. I did this. So romantically, when things get tough, that I can always accomplish certain things based on um, accomplishments that I've achieved or whatever like that. And I'm someone that I do push-ups. And I was on the job one time and I was able to accomplish 200 push-ups straight. And that's something that I never thought I could do. But by doing that, now it's like, if I can do that, I can do anything. And so the physical really does play a huge part when it comes to success in other areas of the league. I agree.
And I'm glad you said that also. Here's another reason why most of them rap over their tracks. They're too high and drunk to remember it.
That way.
Listen, you never hear superstars do that.
Right.
Jake, I didn't pay $20. You never hear J. Cole do that. You don't hear Kendrick do that. You know, they didn't do that at the Super Bowl. Okay, you see what I'm saying?
Right.
Think about that. Superstars give the crowd everything. So you won't see superstars do that whatsoever. You'll see artists who are drunk, who are high, who just never been developed and it's not their fault. They just watch someone else do it and say, oh, I'm going to do that. Yeah, play that. And they rap over it. And they're not even rapping over it. And the worst part about it is you're actually 2 seconds slower than the rap. All the song. Exactly. Now, what gets me is when the R&B artists do it now. Now it's like, we used to call that lip syncing. Now you karaoke.
Right.
Especially if you're not dancing. Crazy. You're just standing there and doing this. This is now that's just terrible. But they don't know because they've never been developed by somebody that could tell them, and that's why they stay right where they are.
And now, to back you on that, you have the fans now that are okay with the artist showing up and just doing whatever the hell they want to do because they're just happy that the artist is there. You know, can I do a selfie with the artist in the background, or can I get a picture with the artist, or can I this, or can I? They don't even care how the artist performs nowadays. They'll go on social media and talk about it and get the artist even more numbers for people to go look at.
Right.
You know, so it's all a numbers game, and it's gotten really crazy today. You know, it's like, what do we have to look forward to when it comes to artists? Because it's all about going back to the drawing board, to how things used to be, and that's a hard thing to bring back because you have these upcoming artists that are looking at the artists today, like, well, if he can do that, and that's the nonsense he's doing, then I don't need to do much, and that's what they're going by. But like Domonique always have said, you've got your stars and you've got your superstar. What do you want to be?
Right. Real quick, I'd like to just interrupt it. We have our first question, comment of the day. So shout out to Miss Cinnamon Winfield. Sinful Sauce is the name of her. She's actually right here on my backdrop. The woman with the pair of lips. So shout out to Sinful Sauce. Make sure you all order some Simple Sauce. She made a comment and just said, laughing out loud. He's right. I noticed that too in reference to Domonique when you were mentioning about the artists on stage lip singing and rappers and things of that
nature. Right. Like I said, they're just not developed. And once they get to another level, they find out, wow, this is really hard. Because you're doing it so wrong. I tell all my artists, don't be anointed without a challenge, and you're not entitled, you're entrusted to this. So what you think? Black folks, we think we're entitled to everything. No, we're entrusted into this. And this is the reason why you can't be trusted, because you take this, people died for this. Same thing like with civil rights. People died for this. And now these kids just take it and it's because of the internet. It's so easy now to put something out. And the internet that messed up black music. This is just black music. Let me break this down for you. This ain't no other music but black music. Because with black music, you can only do one certain. When I was coming up, when Mimie was coming up, Kid and Play, didn't sound like NWA. NWA didn't sound like KRS-One. KRS-One didn't sound like Kid and Play. You know, so no one sound. MC Light didn't sound like Queen Latifah. Queen Latifah didn't sound like Salt and Pepper. If you did, you would get your ass beat.
Right.
Because that called body. Yo, get your own style.
Yes.
We didn't even look like each other. People from Queens didn't look like Brooklyn. People from Brooklyn didn't look like Manhattan.
Yes.
Now, because of the internet, everybody sounds the same and everybody looks the same, except the superstars.
That's
J.
right.
Cole does not sound like Kendrick. Kendrick does not sound like Drake. Drake does not sound like such. That's because the development of the executives who are behind them refuse. And those kids have been developed, and that's why they stand out different than everybody else.
Absolutely. That's very, very important. And I'm glad you spoke about that, just originality and just being genuine to yourself. Like, we're in a copycat type of generation where everybody just wants to look and sound like the next person, from the skirt to all of that stuff. Like, you know what I mean? I feel like, you know, I get disappointed sometimes in some of my young artists, because it's just like, you know, just, you know, go with your spirit. Don't go with the flow. You know what I'm saying?
Amen.
So, with that being, yeah, I'm sorry about that. Yeah. So with that being said, Dominique, let me ask you about an incident that recently happened, to where I don't even know the girl's name. A young lady, she was giving her artist lap dances, and then somebody had basically touched her booty, and she got upset. But my whole thing is, you know, definitely respect the woman's body, that's her body. But I think that is a separation where you have to keep you as an entertainer away from your audience. You know what I'm saying? You're the entertainer. I don't think it's good always to combine it. What do you think about something like that?
Well, again, that's called development. When we used to do stuff like that, and when we still do stuff like that, you put somebody in the audience. When Janet Jackson's up there in that cage, they just don't pick anyone. There's someone in that audience that security picks that they already know that's safe, and they pick that person and bring them up there. It's too crazy to bring. These people are crazy out here. I mean, they really, you see it with the Trump situation. You know, they don't care no more. There's something wrong. And so it's called development. No one has developed that person to say, hey, if you're going to do that, let me put somebody over there and you go to that person. It's called plant. You just don't go to anybody, but they're not developed. So if you know better, you do better. That's the whole thing.
Right. See, and it's crazy because in the Caribbean world, you know, they will take them girls from, look, they don't even care who it is. If you remotely look like you're going to try to dance, they're picking you up from that ground level and they're bringing you up on that stage and they're doing what they want to do out of you. There is no releases. There's no nothing. And you better not say nothing because you was down there dancing and wanted to come up on the stage. So I think it's a totally different, mindset down there in the islands with the Caribbean artists and how they handle, you know, doing that. But for the most part, I'm stuck with if you don't want to be felt up and dragged up, then don't raise your hand.
And what Mimie just said, back there, it's an art form. They've been doing that since Bob Marley. Okay, that's an art form. They take that serious. That is a serious situation. I mean, they're throwing people. They're jumping off of roofs and jumping on people.
Yes.
That's serious. Here, it's just, I just want to be seen. And now I'm pissed off because you touched me. You put yourself in that situation. Listen, if you're going to jump off a roof, you're going to bleed. Okay. So what you put yourself in that situation, what you think is going to happen?
Right.
Yeah,
back in the Caribbean, they've practiced that a whole lot. They practiced that move a whole lot, you know, to get up on a big stage and you know, go give that a shot.
For real.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, please go ahead, Mimie.
No, I was about to say, then there's a twist. Not only there's a twist to, you know, artists getting on stage and doing the things that they're doing, but there's also one twist when it comes to publishing. There's a lot of artists out here that are running around putting their music out and they don't even know what publishing is. They don't know what a split sheet is. They don't know what none of that good thing is. They got Pookie and Ray Ray and all their friends in the studio with them. not knowing that these folks could shut down their track just because they want to be a part of it, because they said the word "it" in that track, and you got to give them half of your royalties. Like, a lot of these artists just don't know what they're getting themselves into when it comes to the business. They really think they have it figured out. Domonique?
Exactly. The business side of everything is, listen, first of all, the business side is you're only as strong as the people you're around. And if you're the smartest person in your camp, you're never going to go nowhere, period. And that's how artists fall off, because they come in with management and a team, and then they make it, then they get rid of that team thinking they can go to a higher team. But this team doesn't even want to work with you. And they already have a whole bunch of artists, and now you wonder, your team struggled with you, your team did all this with you, and now you just let them go thinking you can do something better, or you think it's much cheaper. That's the first business right there of your team. Stop having your daddy, your mama, your I'm gonna tell you this. Stop having people who ain't never been in the industry want to be part of the industry.
Right.
Okay? Stop it. People, and then wonder why you jerk. You jerked because you're dealing with lawyers that have been doing this for 35, 45 years. And now you got your daddy, your mama, your uncle, your brother, your sister who ain't never even, don't even have an executive in their phone, but you want them to manage you. That's the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my damn life or heard in my life. What the hell?
Yeah, and they'll be the ones to kill your deal. They'll be the ones to kill your deal.
Yeah, because they'll be the ones that the executives, and I've seen it all the time, go to on the side, your family member, and go to the side and say, hey, get them to sign this, and I'll give you this on the side, and we'll work something label out. Now you're wondering 2 years later, how the heck did my daddy or my mom or my uncle or such get a label, and I got this deal? And that's your only deal you can get, while your management, who you trusted so much, and your family got $1 million over here and give you nothing.
Really?
So how can you have somebody in the industry managing you that don't even, you know how strong you are? If you're a CEO, you better have CEO. Your phone is the most important asset in your life. That's it. And anyone that's listening to me, I'm gonna give you the secret of life. I had to do it. I have all my employees do it. It was taught to me by a great billionaire. He did it and everything. Okay, if you're really serious about your life and you're really serious about your career, take your cell phone out right now, okay, or later on, and delete every number. I don't care who it is, every number. And you're going to go through your numbers and say, damn, who's this and who's that? Go through every number and delete the ones that you can't borrow $500 for to get you an LLC. In your mind, in your heart, saying, I can call this person right now. If I'm in trouble, I can call this person right now. They'll cash at me $500 without even asking. Get rid of every last one of them. I don't care who it is. Because here's the reason why. If I'm sure LeBron got Michael's, I'm sure Michael had Dr. J. I'm sure Michael got Magic. If you don't have where you want to go in your phone, you can't get there. I'll say that again. If you don't have where you want to go in your phone, you can never get there. Because right now, I know when I was told this years ago, I had 2 phones. I had 1,000 people and 2 phones. I'm on a plane. He told me this, and I'm looking. By the time we finished that 3-hour flight, I threw away 1 phone. I had 5 people. Now I have the CEO of such and such. I have blah 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 of Roku, blah 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 of Samsung, such as a president. That's where I wanted to be. To build a television network, I had to get the numbers of people who are already doing it. That means I had to go there and network with the people who are already where I am, not the people behind me.
Right.
So I had to have that in my phone. So I had to get rid of anybody that was at my level or below my level, because I can reach them on the internet, but I don't need you on my phone.
Right.
For example, when you call 911, something happened, you call 911. You got your doctor's number. If a policeman pull you over, you best believe you're going to have his name and you're going to get the number. Okay, everything possible that happens, you have on your phone for emergency, but you don't have on your phone to get you to the next emergency, to the next step.
Wow, that is so powerful, and I'm so happy and grateful that you share that with not only myself and Mimi, but our entire audience. I know that they all appreciate those words of wisdom that will take you to that next level. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna try that myself. I can't say I didn't get to that. I didn't get to that. By the end of this week, I'm gonna try that. But when it comes to managing, you mentioned someone being most iconic, Janet Jackson, and you've managed so many people such as New Kids on the Block, Backstreet Boys, NSYNC, Jonas Brothers, Justin Timberlake, Britney Spears, Steve Rock, and the list goes on and on. Can you speak a little bit about that and how you got into the opportunity to manage such iconic artists that's now considered iconic and legendary today?
Well, if you look behind me, there's the plaques. But I didn't manage them. At that time, Johnny Wright, Doug Brown, Wright Entertainment managed those artists. I was just working with Left Eye for Black, and we was on that tour. And I did such a great job dealing with that I started working with artists like that. And so, like I always say, if you get ready, you then have to stay ready. It's all about your process of being right ready when that opportunity comes, because all you need is one person to believe in you. Just one person. That's it. One person can take you to the next level. That's it. I was just ready at that particular time with discipline to make sure that people were on time, that the artist was right, artist knew how to act, the artist wasn't drinking and smoking, because you're talking about corporate America here. You're talking about Coca-Cola, Pepsi, Tide. You're talking about branding your brand with these companies to get millions of dollars for them to put you on tour so you can use product placement instead of publishing, and instead of worrying about that side of the business. You're merging your brand, not with liquor, not with weed. And hey, that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. But I believe in that crossover big money, okay? That's going to retire your family for the rest of your lives when you're gone, and you're gone, that legacy money. And that's that Justin Timberlake money, that TLC money when they was at that top, that pop money, that crossover money, that G4 money, not the van with the Doritos on the side.
Right.
Hey, recently, you know what I mean, because of health conditions, I was forced, back in what was it, like October, I had some health issues, and so it led to me to stop drinking. And then I had a bad car accident and found out that I had some blood clots in my lungs, which led me to stop smoking. And I'm trying to tell you that not smoking and drinking at all has led to so many more clarity that I haven't had, or I can say probably I never had in my life, to be able to download ideas from the Most High, from my ancestors. I don't know where some of this stuff comes from, but it's just like I can see things like on a whole other level now. And I would, encourage anybody to not smoke and drink, if you take this craft, anything that you want to do seriously, because that is definitely, I believe, how you take a step up and go to the next level.
And that's where the boot camp comes in. As Mimie would tell you, we only deal with stars, man. We only did, and your stars start right here. Your star is right here, okay? And your soul is right here. So if you can't pass boot camp, everything in boot camp will get you ready for the next level, just like with XOD. Everything. And so if you can't pass boot camp, if you throwing up in 3 minutes, how the heck are you going to get on stage for an hour?
Right.
And they don't understand that because there's no development in the industry. The only thing these kids are watching are themselves and American Idol and all the stuff that's on television. And they don't even understand that that is all prefab. That's not real industry.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah,
the reality is when they get up on that stage and they get out of breath. That becomes the reality. Now you got to go sit down somewhere.
Executive Decisions Media Group. This is your business, correct?
Yeah, that is one of our record companies. Yes.
Okay, how did you come to develop that?
Name the company again.
Executive Decision Media Group. I love the name.
Because I'm an executive and I need to make a decision for your media group.
Yes.
That way. Keep it simple, huh? Keep it simple. That's what I like to do. Keep it simple.
For yourself. I make executive decisions for yourself.
I like that. And I like it when, things speak for itself.
Yep.
Where you don't have to put too much thought into it, and that's how a person can easily make a decision. Like, I want to work with them.
Very much so.
Yes, sir. Now, you very, very successful in so many different areas. I have so many pictures of you, of some of your history. But if you don't mind me going back in the day, tell me the mindset of the brother that's in this picture opposed to the mindset of you today.
Wow.
That picture right there was with when I co-managed Father MC back in the day. At my club called Flavors. We was actually on tour, and we just got to this club, which was actually in North Carolina. And so that picture was taken back in 94, 95.
Wow.
Okay. Is there a difference in your mindset from that time period in 94, 95 to today? And what's the difference, the biggest difference to you?
I don't knock niggas out today.
Okay. So less aggressive.
Less aggressive, yes.
Okay.
I didn't own anything now. When you own stuff, you kind of like, can't do that no more.
Right. Which you know what? This is the thing, and this is how I look at that, because when it comes to Domonique, right? My thing is, if you punch somebody out, that means, look, whatever. If you stop talking to somebody, then that's when you really, start to worry. So instead of punching folks out, it's like, you know what? I'm going to just stop being so aggressive, and I'm going to just not say nothing. Because saying nothing is what hurts the most, especially to an artist that's thinking that, you know what, I got Domonique. Domonique is my guy, and Domonique stopped talking to you. It's like, okay, what did I do?
Yeah, when the number changes, I told you, get the most powerful thing you can be is in my cell phone. If you ain't in my cell phone, then you ain't not in my life. Again, you can reach me on social media and everything, but be in my cell phone. That's why I try to show people. Your cell phone is the most powerful thing that you carry it. For men, you carry your cell phone like you carry your Johnson, okay? And women, you carry your cell phone inside your purse. We wake up, look at our cell phone in the morning. We go to sleep, put our cell phone. Corporate America have made our cell phone where we can't even remember numbers. And anyone that's up north or in the Caribbean, you had to remember numbers for that cell phone, for the payphone. Bunch of quarters, you remember every daggone number. We can't remember nothing. So your cell phone is the most important. So if you're not in my phone, then I don't know you, because that means you're not an important part of my life in an everyday series. If you're in my cell phone, you're an everyday person. Again, if I just talk to you once every 6-7 months, you're on the internet. I can reach you on the internet. Just click there. But my cell phone, nah. Right now, I probably have 120 people in my cell phone. That's too much. 20 of them probably, and she'll tell you, February 1st, every February 1st, my number changes. Hold on, let me tell you this. And it's not because I'm doing it on purpose. It's because my elevation has went up.
Yes.
And you can only take so many people up with you. You can only do that. Listen, people will get on your nerves. Let me tell you something. See, we have 86,400 seconds in each day. But you can't let someone's negative 10 seconds ruin your remaining 86,390 minutes on this earth. Don't sweat the small stuff. Life is bigger than that. So you have to understand that God gives us time. That's the only thing that we can't get back. So you can't waste my time. That's it. When people ask me to come certain places and they say, how much? I say, you're not paying for me. You're paying for my time. My time is very expensive because once I'm gone, the only thing I have is a legacy.
Right.
The legacy is how I put my time in it, which goes back to my cell phone. If you're in my cell phone, that means I'm giving you my time. What comes easy won't last. What lasts won't come easy.
Right. Nuggets. Yes, sir.
Notated. Notated. Now, again, real quick, I gotta bring up a couple more pictures because you're so accomplished in so many different areas. I really have my pick of the litter right here.
That's when I got the presidential award.
Yes, sir.
The President Biden gave me that award. Shouts out to Dr. Harris. He gave me that award signed by the president. Yes, President's Lifetime Achievement Award. That was really big. But that was one of the biggest awards, not because I got it, because it was presented to my mother. And it was the first time my mother has ever received anything because she was always working. So that was a very emotional day. And it was on my birthday, something that God promised me. So, yes, very much.
Beautiful.
Well, that makes it even better when it's on your birthday. That's powerful. Yeah, that's awesome, man. And congratulations again. That is just like super incredible. I could definitely, you are the first person I've had the pleasure of having on the show who's received awards of that caliber. And that's just amazing, man. What type of confidence does that give you additional? I know you're a very confident brother already in yourself, but did that do something different for you?
That gave me more respect for my Lord and Savior, because he promised me years ago through a prophet that my mother would live long enough to see my accomplishments that no one in my family will ever have or will ever receive at this particular time. And I was like, what are you talking about? Well, there it is. So, and to have that on my birthday and to have my mother there, that was kind of the same that I says, birth on the earth which will work and never give away your purpose. These are the things that we talk about when you sit there and you say, okay, God, you said this. Now all I have to do is have the faith. If I just have the faith and you give me the time, so you can negotiate with God. People don't think you can. You can negotiate with God all the time. You can change the outlook of your whole life. You can sit there and talk to him, but remember this: you got to negotiate him, but you're gonna have to put in the work. That's the problem with us. We just want, oh God ain't coming down here and giving us nothing. He gave us hands to cultivate. He didn't do that in the Bible. He ain't gonna do that now. So why? I'm gonna say something that's gonna hurt people's feelings, but I learned this long time ago. Poor people pray, rich people thank him. I've already thanked you. I'm rich in spirit.
Yes.
Poor people pray to him. Rich people thank him.
That's right.
Even you don't have, Lord, I thank you at this particular time because I'm going to work for what I'm about to accomplish, because you gave me the time to do that. I'm not going to ask him for it.
Right.
I need everybody to do me a favor right now. Just do me a favor. Just lift your right hand up. Did you have to pray to do that?
Not at all.
But I thank God for this hand. See?
That's right. That's right.
You need to say, Lord, please help me lift my. There's a lot of people that have to do that now. Yeah. A lot of people have to say, Lord, please let me. But what do they have to do? They have to work at it. Right. They have to rehab. No, you're just not. Stop thinking. You got to put in work.
Yes.
And then when you establish something, you feel so much good. When I'm on planes, I see people praying. I'm like, what are you praying about? Oh, I don't want to crash. Oh, let me get this right. You just jumped on a plane with a pilot that you never met. You put yourself in a situation with your life and someone you ain't never met because of someone corporate. But don't worry, my purpose is going to get us there. I don't have to pray because my purpose is going to get us there. And then when the plane lands, I say, thank you, Lord. Let's keep on moving.
That's right.
Right, I like that.
Believe in your purpose. Believe it. But remember this, a lot of people don't know their purpose. Yes. And they're scared and they can't learn it in the facility. I don't call it a church. I call it a facility. We are the church. So once you learn that, you understand your purpose is the worst thing that has ever happened to you that you've been running away from. And this is the reason why you don't understand. You're confused and frustrated. Yes, you can use the word confisterated, because you've been running away from your purpose, because the worst thing that's ever happened to you, that rape, that divorce, that whatever it is, that you subconsciously said, I don't want to think about it, that's who you're supposed to help. You're supposed to help everybody of what you went through. And that's why you're confused now.
It makes a lot of sense. That make a lot of sense. Preach, brother, preach. You know, now you have been so accomplished again, like I say, and not only did you have the pleasure of receiving that presidential prestigious award, you received 2 awards that year, if I'm not mistaken, maybe more. But I want to speak about the award right here with New Black Wall Street. You know, that's pretty awesome too as well.
Yes, shouts out
Dedicated
to Mr.
service
Allen.
award.
Yes. Shout out to Mr. Allen and Matt over there. When they first started building the Black Wall Street Market in Stonecrest, Georgia, my mother's home is right around the corner from there. And I'm a businessman, so I'm thinking, wait a minute, if y'all gonna build this, that means the value of my mama's home is gonna go up. My mother's home, I just bought her, is gonna go up because it's right around the corner. So I'm gonna do everything possible I need to do to help you. So I was one of the first people to actually, because remember, we own a television network. So we were the first ones to put Black Wall Street as an interview documentary on CBS 46 News. So, and to help a lot of other folks get up there. So they gave me an entrepreneur award, and that was really nice of them. And Pastor Jamal Bryant was there, and a lot of other dignitaries, the mayor and the governor. It was really nice.
Okay, congratulations. It always feels good when you're able to accomplish these things in your own city and recognized by your own community. That just makes it really feels good. You know, I remember when I did my first interview in the city I grew up in, and it's nothing like that interview because, you know, I was in the city where I ran the streets and did so many things, and now I'm here doing something that I actually love.
Right.
So that's really dope. So again, congratulations on that, man. And then we can't forget about, man, your recent award that you just received on Father's Day. That is so awesome. Black Man Reign Award. And man, you know, I'll show the picture with that. You know, that was part of the intro video that I showed. But not only yourself, but your 2 colleagues shared this award with you as well. You all received an award. How special was that?
Man, let me tell you something. Starting XOD in 2018, being the visionary of XOD, when God gave me it, you know, you need somebody. And my brother Kenneth Hutchins, man, he's the one on the bottom left, GP, Gerald Poe on the top. Man, they have my back all the way. And when you look at how it looks on it, and you look at the aesthetics on it, that's Gerald Poe right there. You know, shout out to homegirl Jasmine. But Gerald Poe is you don't get to see him a whole lot. But my vision, I tell him, and he just, my goodness, takes it to another level. And he's one of the first Black men to do an app on Apple too. And my man Kenneth, if I'm about to go crazy, he just calms me down and always says, hey, brother, we got this. Let's do it together. Let's understand. So it's a wonderful thing when you know you're not going through the fire by yourself. It's a beautiful thing to have Black men reign and help you. And we work together. Oh, yeah, we argue, we fuss, but we brothers. We always at the end say, okay, this is how it's going to be. And we come and merge together because we all have experience. That's why it's called experience. We all have different experiences in a lot of them. I'm in the entertainment industry. Ken is in construction and the construction mentally, and GP's in computers and drones. So he's always seeing the future. And that's why the logo looks like it does, because it's all about the future. and not now.
Absolutely, man. I love it, man. I love that. And man, the importance of just black men working together, man, is so important as we celebrate the season of Juneteenth. Can you just speak a little bit about that real quick? Then I definitely want to get back to Mimie to ask more questions. But man, just the importance of, the black man working together in unity. What does that mean to you? To just further take on the point.
Everything, because as they say, black folks can't work together. We have a slave mentality. We do. We are the worst. I don't say we are the worst culture when it deals with each other. Listen, when I lock my door at night, I ain't locking my door because I think some white man, Japanese man, Chinese man coming up in there. Think about that. I'm locking my doors because of my own culture, because of these young kids, such. You got to understand how we're thinking now. Our culture, the only one that says in our music, I'm going to kill you. I'm going, yo, bitch. You're calling women names. And that's our culture. Oh, I'm going to kill you because you have sneakers on that I want. Think about this. I'm going to rob you. I'm going to do this. That's our culture. We put that in the music. That's why folks are going to jail now. So dealing with my two partners in business, it's wonderful because we know everything about each other. And so that's the whole thing. There is no secrets. Hey, he messed up on this, well, let's work. And we got each other's back. So it's a wonderful thing because when you're building a television network, remember, we were the first black television streaming network where we own the rights and copyrights to everything. Television, films, series, books, magazines. So you have the outside coming into you. Can you still hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So you have it still coming into you. People just throwing things at. So you got to be strong because, as Mimie would tell you, in this industry, the outside world will always come and throw some stuff. Oh, he said this or such said that. And once you know each other's character, like I know Dom ain't do that. You got that wrong. Because anyone that knows
you for that. Appreciate
I feel. I'm too old to hold anything back. You can't do nothing to me. Period. What you gonna do? Stop talking to me? Okay. You're not the first, you're gonna be the last.
I heard that. Go for it, Mimie.
Man, look, I don't have questions for Domonique. I get nuggets from Domonique because I continuously grow. Just I grow when listening to him, because everything that he says makes sense, and I've been following him for a very long time. So and I always send artists like, look, you want somebody to look at Domonique Mitchell. He's on my Facebooks and he's on my Instagram. Go look at him and what he's got going on. Let me know when you want to go to his boot camp. You know what I'm saying? They might have been a couple years back that have, attempted the boot camp. Maybe one made it through or two, But I believe in everything that he has going on and respect everything that he has going on. So I really don't have questions. I just really enjoy the nuggets and I appreciate the time that you took out on today to do this with us, for us, and for the listening audience.
Okay, absolutely.
Appreciate
but let me touch on show you a few pictures of you work with Floyd Money Mayweather along with his father. So can you just speak a little bit about that experience? Because him being the top boxer of our generation, that's really awesome.
Shouts out to Mike Dockery out of Memphis, Tennessee, and King. Yeah, that was a crazy day, wonderful and crazy because they believed in XOD at the very beginning. So that was our first live event at Memphis, Tennessee, at the boxing, because that's when Floyd became a boxing promoter. So Mike Dockery, Floyd Mayweather, my man King, they believed in us. It was like, yo, you say you can do this? You say you can stream us? Let's do it. And we streamed it live. not HBO, not CBS, not NBC. XOD Live, that was first black streaming network to stream a major boxer. Okay, that's why we're independently major. We're majorly independent because we do majors, but we're still independent. So that's what that picture is right there of him believing in us, and we really appreciate it.
That's really dope, and congratulations again on that. This is you with his father, actually.
Yep, father at my mother's home at that particular time, and like I said, it came to the house, sat down, looked at what we had, and it was like, yo, I like it, and let's do it. And remember, let me say this: at this particular time, we wasn't the XOD now. We didn't even have nothing up yet. So we was listen real closely. We had a television for television. I'll say that again. We had to tell a vision for television.
Ooh, I like that.
That's what my vision was all about, of showing artists that we can do this. Listen, we went from MySpace to Facebook, from Facebook to Twitter, from Twitter to Instagram, from Instagram to Snapchat, from Snapchat to YouTube, from YouTube to LinkedIn, LinkedIn to TikTok, from TikTok to HBO, from HBO to Netflix, from Netflix to Hulu. And how much do you own? And how much have you monetized? So if you can do all of that for them, why can't you do it for yourself on XOD Network? And own your copyrights.
Yeah, man. Respectfully, if I could just, mock you, like you say, ownership, is everything. Distribution is king, but ownership is everything. And these are your words, and man, you're just so right, and I'm glad that not only yourself remind me of that. You can never be reminded of that too many times to take what I consider take control of the wheel. At some point, I used to have one hand on the wheel, but now in my life, I have two hands on the steering wheel, and I'm steering my way into the direction and down the path that I want to go, that I believe that I deserve in my life. And that's just how I'm moving these days.
Exactly.
So when did you?
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry. Go for it.
What I wanted to say is, you said earlier, I said you need that one person to believe in you, and Mimie, was there from the very beginning, and she listened, and she always, from the distribution to the television, always been there. But I want to give a shout out to Gina, because when we met Gina in Memphis, Tennessee, actually that week, we met Gina that week. And the funny part about that, Gina Hill was on YouTube at that particular time, and she had millions of views on YouTube. And I told her, I think my boy Chestnut came up to her because she was downstairs, and she had this big, beautiful booth, and she was there marketing her stuff, and everything was beautiful how she had it. Dignitaries, everybody was coming up to her, but I kept seeing she kept pushing it back to YouTube. Remember, YouTube, we can't control the commercials. We don't know how much they charge for the commercials. But they control your analytics and all that other stuff. So at that time, we was brand new, and I said to her, met her and explained to her, the next 2 weeks, she was calling me like, yo, how can she's been with us ever since. And women, listen, God will send, for every man that's listening, I want you to hear this. God will send a woman to you to kill you, destroy you, lift you up, or build you up. We get to choose, or maybe all four. So you choose what a woman is going to bring to you. She multiplies and triple the value and being an asset. So you have to decide which one. So I appreciate folks like Mimie, and I appreciate Gina. I appreciate all the women who are on XOD, because as you see, the women are there and the men will follow.
Absolutely. And speaking about Gina, this is actually the channel and what it looks like on XOD. You can find her channel right there, and I'm on her channel under Life and Entertainment. So I'm very grateful to meet Gina. You know, she's extraordinary, a very inspirational person, self-motivated, and she's actually someone that I'm able to reach out to with liberty and just, you know, continue to get advice from, and we just share ideas and things of that nature. So man, I love that girl, and I'm grateful for the opportunity for her to invite me to be a part of what you and your team built with
Amen.
XOD. I'm very grateful to be part of the team.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Definitely, most definitely. I love it. The XOD network. Make sure y'all download that today, and your smartest Chrome devices, any smart device, Chrome device, everything, Xbox, PlayStation, all around the world. I love it. So, real quick, you know, because I do have a lot of pictures on hand. Now, this is a recent interview that you just had.
No, this comes on Sunday, actually. Style with Trish comes on Sunday. It's a great interview about life, and interview like what I'm doing now, more depth into my life when it comes to growing up and what I've been through in this industry.
Okay, absolutely. Congratulations, you know. Shout out to Trish.
And she's on XOD too.
Right, man. I love it. I love how the whole team has come together. You know, you even have Darren Henson that's now on the show as well. Congratulations, and like you mentioned, Keelan Clay, and man, so many people.
Shouts out to Darren Henson. Go see his series on BET, Family Affair, Family Business, on BET at 9 o'clock at night. You got to go check it out. It's the #1 show on BET. And yes, Darren Henson, who's a top-rated actor, has his own network on XOD. So just imagine, I'm going to throw something out there. Imagine having your own, where actors and actresses now can look. Netflix has already showed us we don't need Blockbuster. Netflix has already showed us that we don't need Hollywood. Let me show you that you don't need Netflix. So now picture Darren Henson. Picture 100,000 of his fans paying $4.99 a month to watch his own movies on his own network. If you break down the numbers, that's $500,000 a month, $6 million a year.
Wow, that's power right
Think about it. Numbers don't lie. Think about Bruce, Hope Flood. We have Hope Flood on there, and she just got her new XOD originals because we're doing our original movies now, our original series. So Hope Flood is on there, and everyone that knows Hope Flood knows that she helped 1988-89 Jamie Foxx and a whole lot of comedians get their first start. So now it's a pleasure to give these people who I've worked with back in the day now to give them back. Like Kid and Play was the first artist. Play lived next door to me in Queens. You know, he was the first artist that took me on places. So it's great to give him back his love and all of that. So picture, 100,000 people watching you for $2. That's $200,000 a month, plus commercials and advertisement dollars. Come on, you ain't making that on social media, and you get to control your commercials. We gotta put some work in, people. We have to. We can't let everyone do everything for us. Come on.
Absolutely, man. That's so important. You know, it's all about control the narrative and your destiny.
Yes, your destiny.
Now you have this event that's going to be coming up as well that you've been promoting.
The Iconic Awards. Yes. Shout out to Mike Dockery. That is what we're doing in Memphis, Tennessee next month, and it's about help stop the gun violence in there. We just want to have awareness about the gun violence. So yeah, we got Little G, Troop, we have Young Buck, Trillville, Gangster, all of the artists that actually old school now, but they've been through hell themselves and they lost a lot of people to gun violence, and they want to talk to the younger kids about it today. We have Clifton Powell, Lisa Ray. We have so many different folks who are coming up there, and a lot of these folks are coming XOD or on XOD. and it's all about the gun violence. But it's going to be a big concert, big iconic award show. This is going to be the second one. We did one last year that was incredible. So this one's going to be bigger. Like I said, it grows bigger and bigger and bigger.
Okay, great. And I see some of the award recipients, one being Lisa Ray. She's one of my favorites. I love Lisa Ray.
Yes. She's going to be a lot of people, a lot of surprises too.
Okay, absolutely. I definitely just want to touch on, everything that you're doing. And again, I can't help but to mention one of my favorite artists, Lisa Left Eye Lopez, may she rest in peace. And I actually had the chance to meet her sister when I went to her celebration a few years ago, something that we had talked about online. But shout out to Raindrop. This was 2015 in Atlanta at Sweet Lounge.
Yep, that's my sister.
And she looked just like her.
Shout out to Ronald. Shout out to the family. Yeah.
That's what's up. And this is a very special picture I know of both you and Miss Lisa.
Yep, that is actually a picture of me dropping her off at the airport. Yep.
Nice, man. So, real quick, you've worked with music artists, wrestlers, so many people. I actually have a picture of you with a wrestler. I'm trying to find it real quick. But who was that gentleman that I'm referring to? That big guy. Who was it?
Abdul the Butcher.
The Butcher, exactly. The Butcher. So how'd you get into managing wrestlers as well? How did that happen?
Man, first of all, I do have the best rib restaurant in the business, boy. That's a thought right there. I didn't manage him. I consult a lot of people about their business and their royalties and the future of what they can do by using their names. Corporate America wants to use. It's amazing how corporate America has twisted our minds because we didn't know back in the day. But you got to think about this. Think about something. This is how XOD started. Think about someone like Denzel Washington. Think about corporate America pays Denzel $30 million, $20 million to do a movie, but then they make $500 million off of his family. So just think if Denzel now can do Denzel Washington on demand and now do his own movies because corporate uses your name. So why can't you use your own name to do the same?
Right.
That way. Controlling your destiny, man. I love it. I mean,
and you know what? I'm sorry.
No,
some people don't think of it that way because they're so programmed to thinking that someone else should be giving them that title or that permission to use their own name. So they're so programmed other people using their names that they're just like, oh, okay, so that's what it is. That's what it is. Like, no, you can do something for yourself. And that's where it starts. That's where the entrepreneurship starts. It starts with self. Like, wait a minute, if they can do that and use my name and make money, why am I not using my own name and making my own money?
It's the same thing I used to tell music artists all the time. Why are you waiting for a promoter to pay you $20,000 to get 100,000 people in the audience and they make 150,000 off your 20? Why if you have a management team, why don't your management team have a tour company and you tour your own music?
Yes.
It don't make sense. It don't. If you know you get 120,000 people to come watch you for $20, why don't you do it?
Right. That's right.
It don't make sense to you. You know how many music artists, how many good music artists are losing money because the public don't know how to get to you? Mm-hmm. They got to go to this agent, to this agent, to this person, this website, to that website, and they just don't know how to get to you.
Yeah.
You're losing so much money of your own name because you haven't taken your own process in.
Yes. Yes. Like comedians, I think a comedian has it absolutely the easiest because all you got is a venue. You put your own name on a flyer with the venue, and rock and roll. Set up your Ticketmaster account or
That's
your
it.
XOD account.
Exactly. And you're good. It's not hard. It's not, if you're an artist, it's not hard for Kendrick to call Greg Street and say, Greg, I'm about to put on a show at the Atrium and do a deal with Terry and have like do 3 shows at 5,000 people at $40 for 3 shows. A 12 o'clock show, a 5 o'clock show, and a 9 o'clock show. And you're leaving with $200 there going $1,000 in your pocket.
Right.
Not $20,000.
Right.
We have to get that.
Speaking about,
that's right.
I'm sorry, excuse me. Speaking about comedians, we can't forget about the famous man, Michael Blackson, man. That dude is funny. And you can also find him on XOD.
Yep. Shout out to Abdul Chestnut, who has a network on our network, and he brought that there, and it was just beautiful. That is Michael Blackson doing the Flavor of Love thing. You got to check it out.
Okay.
Hey man, you don't even know it, bro. You know, I appreciate your time so much, brother. You know what I'm saying? It's been a real pleasure. It's been a real pleasure just to have you here. You know what I mean? I don't want to definitely take up too much of your time because your time is money, and I can't afford your time right now. So I'll put it like that. So I just and I'll put it like this too. I gotta find a way to get in your phone. You know what I'm talking about? I need to be that 121st person somehow, some way. And last but not least, I need you to recommend someone that you would think would be nice to be interviewed and celebrated on my show. In your own words, you know, somebody, you know, please send me somebody, brother. You know what I'm saying? That's what I ask everybody after I interview a celebrity. And man, you know, you're not just a celebrity, you're a public figure. Atlanta need to stand up right now, you know what I'm talking about? Man, you are just someone different, man, and someone very inspirational. I just want to continue to pray that everything works out to your benefit. Pray for not only the safety for you and your family, and that you can stay protected during this pandemic, man. You know what I mean? And man, just everything continue to just your vision come to you clearly, brother. You know what I'm saying? And just all of your future endeavors come to light in tenfold, brother. That's what I do, and just want to continue to wish you the best. I'm very grateful for this opportunity. God bless you, brother. And salute.
Appreciate you. Thank you, Mimie. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate your time and everything. Let me just say this last part, you know, for everybody that's out there, I just need them to repeat this and just remember this. If you ever made mistakes, someone ever told you that you will never make it, you're not good enough, I just need you to say, this is my life, my story, my book. I will no longer let anyone else write it, nor will I apologize for the edits I make. Period.
Yes.
I love that. Amen.
Thank you, all.
Yes.
Thank you, brother.
So
Stay in
welcome.
touch.
Thank you, Domonique.
And thank you, Mimie, for co-hosting with me. You know what I'm saying? It's been fun.
Yes, definitely. Always a pleasure.
Absolutely. As we close out this show, folks, you know, we're gonna play another video of Domonique, and just, you know, again, just really grateful to have him on the show. First, let me hear it and show Mimie's logo. If y'all not familiar by now, y'all need to get in tune and make sure y'all continue to support MIA Entertainment Group. You can see it in the backdrop of my background. Always a great support, you know what I mean? I look forward to seeing you soon on the Square Table, June 30th. So make sure you all tune in for that. That'll be the next time, most likely, that I go live on StreamYard, XOD. And so, man, just really grateful for you. Make sure you all download the XOD app ASAP. You already know why, because I said it. I appreciate everybody that was able to tune in today. This has really been the experience with Experience on Demand. And yeah, with that being said, you know, let me go ahead and get into the closeout. Let me first, for all those that can't see the backdrop in the background, I like to always, you know, just share it on the screen every chance we get. So boom, there you go.
There you go.
Man, I love it. I love it.
Yes, sir. I said it. Management did it. XODMIA, baby. That's how we do it.
Man, so many great brands on here. You know what I mean? I'm so grateful for everyone that's
Yes.
that's on this backdrop. Man, I appreciate everyone's support. Much love to everyone, and make sure you all support everyone on this backdrop. You already know why, because I said it. Oh, in case you see my finger that way. It was happening. But yeah, also I can't forget to just also share a shout out to my brand ambassador over there in the Netherlands. Shout out to LJ Wicks. Make sure you all support her. She's actually the first Dutch female MC in hip hop, first Asian MC in hip hop, incredible. And first lady of ultramagnetic MCs from the Bronx. She's such a big support to me and keeping me my name relevant over there in the Netherlands and Western Europe. So that's really dope. And you know what I'm saying? I'm keeping her relevant over here, and just to remind people that don't know, now they know.
Love it.
Man, and for all you artists out there looking to get radio spins, man, I suggest and highly recommend messing with my brothers, DJ Green Got Legendary, and let's not forget the iconic legendary DJ King Assassin out of Los Angeles. You know what I mean? They doing really big things all the time. DJ King Assassin actually was Tupac's DJ, and many other great artists and icons of today like Easy E and MC Hammer and White Clef, and the list goes on and on. But man, support Radio Impact. They're one of our radio media partners. And with that being said, let me share our other radio media partners as well. That would be Radio Impact 98.2 The Beat. Let's not forget about our friends CB and the Boys, featuring MIA Entertainment Group. Soul on the Streets out of New York. Our friend She Bananas with the Afternoon Kickback out here in Chicago. Then with TV partners, shout out to Sweet the Boss with The Boss, Real Life Matters, holding us down in Canada, the Barbados, and abroad, New York, Tri-Cities. Of course, XOD right there in the middle, Top 12 TV. And last but not least, our friend Gina Hill, shout out to you, Queen, lifeandentertainment.com. And as we close this out, I got to share all our sponsors video. But man, look how beautiful this looks. Who is
I
that?
love that picture. That's yours
This is
truly, aka Mimie Acosta, baby. MIA Entertainment Group in the building. On the cover.
right.
That's where
It
she
is.
is. She is not just in the building, she's on the cover of I Said It Management Global Networking Magazine, baby.
And let me tell you right now, take a moment to tell you how privileged I am to have you represent our next upcoming issue of I Said It Management Global Networking Magazine. This is going to be released July the 11th. And man, I'm just so excited. And man, again, it's just a pleasure to have you on the cover. You are representing this industry with grace for many, many years, giving so many people so many opportunities, open the door for so many people, and just continue to be humble and work with people like myself. And I'm just grateful for your support. And it's my pleasure to support you further and celebrate you on the front cover of our upcoming issue. So again, congratulations, because I don't know how many magazine covers you've been on, but this ain't the last.
Well, this is actually my first magazine cover.
Oh man, see, hey, that makes even more of a pleasure, because I
Yeah,
always like to give someone their first of
yeah.
anything. It's always a more of a pleasure when you able to be that person in that person's life to give them a first of anything. So
You've done
that's
that, so
really
thank
dope.
you so much. Thank you. I totally appreciate you.
No, it's definitely all love. And make sure you all stay tuned for our second publication that we're going to be coming out with at the end of the summer, called Models Like Us Magazine, featuring the legendary Laura Jala. And she's actually a French international model in Paris, and she's actually Miss Europe 2020. And so I'm like, I can't tell you how much, it means to us to be able to have her represent our first issue. This girl is a superstar over there in Paris and abroad. And man, I'm just happy that she supports me and supports, I Said in Management. So shout out to her, and make sure you all follow her at Laura_Jala on Instagram. Again, shout out to Cinnamon Winfield. Thank you for joining us, Queen. Thanks for tuning in like all the time. And she says, great show. Everyone was awesome. You're awesome.
Thank you, Cinnamon. You're awesome too, Mama.
She says, pretty cover. Thank you. Both of those covers are beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Yep. So with that being said, let me go ahead and close out the show, and just, again, thank you to everyone. And now I'm about to get into our official I Said It sponsors, and we get into this video. But man, make sure you all stay tuned, subscribe to ISAIDIT Management, subscribe to everything that Mimie Acosta is doing. Man, I'm grateful to say that, we're going to be working together with my next Tribute to Women event tour. I'm partnered with Mimie, and we're going to be honoring some more extraordinary Black women. I can't tell you where yet, but it's coming soon. When I drop the flyer, then that's when you'll know, and the whole world will know. But yeah, just stay tuned though. It's big things all the time with Mimie and myself.
Yes, always.
Oh yeah, I'm so sorry. So last, got to share the flyer of the square table where we'll be at next. So that looks just like, oh, is it here? Okay, I can't find it. But with that being said, June 30th, make sure you all tune in. All right, I'm gone. Peace. Make sure y'all support Mimie. You already know why, because I said it.
That's right.
Peace. Blessings.
Peace and blessings.
And these are my official sponsors. Shout out to business owner Dolores Green on Facebook, and please go visit her at hairbossbiz.com. You can contact her directly at hairbossbiz@gmail.com. Also, shout out to CEO of MIA Entertainment Group, film, TV, and producer, the legendary Mimie Acosta. Shout out to business owner and podcast host Sophia Latrice. She has a spa in Plainfield, Illinois, and visit her website at lenisialex.com. Shout out to CEO and radio personality Cantone. You can visit his website at streetscienceradio.com. Shout out to author and animation commercial creator Linda Gregory. You can visit her website at lilyb.com. Shout out to business owner, the elite reader and licensed phlebotomist Cherie Patterson. Call her directly at 469-340-6489. And shout out to author with both her audiobook and hard copy novel Through the Eyes of Nitsi, Denise Donnerson. Order her book today on Amazon. The celebrity interviewer, I said it, and I approve this message.
Thank you for your time, Mimie. Thank you for joining us today. Being a co-host, that was awesome. I had a lot of fun celebrating our feature today. Man, Domonique, man, who's the prestigious Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award, signed by the President of the United States, Joe Biden. That is incredible. That's who we have on the show today. That is awesome.
True business mogul, just awesome all the way around.
Yeah, for real. Yes. So man, make sure y'all continue to support XOD. Download the app today, and make sure y'all search ISAIDIT Management so you all can see all of my shows that I film live on YouTube. And as we do close out this show, I'm gonna go ahead and close with this the video showing a little bit more about Domonique. All right, I'll catch you all next time. Again, support ISAIDIT Management and MIA Entertainment Group. Straight like that. Shout out to God. Amen.
Amen. That's right.
All right, blessings. Have a great day, Mimie.
Yes, you as well. Thank you so much for having me again.
Thank you. Peace, Queen.
You're welcome.